Hello, everyone. The name E. coli first heard, not from a textbook, but from the news. A food poisoning outbreak at a school. Fear followed confusion. How could something so small send dozens to the hospital? Curiosity grew into questions. What is E. coli? How dangerous can it be? And is there any way to protect ourselves from it? Not many know this. E. coli is already inside the body, living quietly, mostly in the intestines, not always harmful, but when out of balance, it becomes a serious threat. The journey to understand this bacterium starts simply how it lives, what it does, what happens when we're careless. And today, that story is being told again, a quiet tale, about Escherichia coli. What is E. coli? Too small for the naked eye, only visible under a microscope, a thin, rod-shaped body, moves with tiny flagella at each end. That's Escherichia coli, or simply E. coli, one of the most common bacteria found in the intestines of humans and warm-blooded animals, first discovered in 1885 by German physician Theodor Escherich. The name E. coli was born to honor its discoverer and to mark a turning point in microbiology, from obscurity to center stage. E. coli became one of the most studied microbes in science, lives mainly in the large intestine, a warm, dark, nutrient-rich place, perfect for reproduction. Under ideal conditions, one cell divides every 20 minutes, from just a few to millions in hours. But E. coli isn't always dangerous. In fact, a healthy human gut contains billions of them, part of the body's natural microbiome, living peacefully, and sometimes even helping. Only when out of place, like entering the bloodstream or urinary tract or mutating into a harmful strain, does E. coli become a real threat. Hard to believe, but real. E. coli can live inside us every day, without us ever knowing, until something goes wrong, until it rebels and reminds us how dangerous it can be. The hidden benefits of E. coli, usually only mentioned when causing illness, but E. coli holds surprising abilities, sometimes even essential to human life. Inside the gut, E. coli doesn't just exist, it helps, a silent companion, part of a balanced microbiome, supports digestion, assists in absorbing nutrients, and synthesizes vitamin K, a vital factor in blood clotting. Without it, healing slows down, wounds struggle to close. But that's not all. E. coli forms a protective shield, blocks harmful invaders, like diarrhea-causing bacteria, yeast, and other pathogens, like dedicated guards. It fights quietly to keep the gut stable. And beyond the body, E. coli becomes a star. In laboratories, simple genetic structure, easy to observe, easy to replicate, a favorite among scientists, thanks to E. coli. Genetic codes decoded, transcription, translation, gene regulation, all made clearer, foundations for modern biotechnology. Even in medicine, E. coli plays a heroic role, the first to help produce synthetic insulin, a life-saving hormone for millions with diabetes, no longer extracted from animals, now mass-produced, using recombinant DNA technology. E. coli becomes a living factory. In this light, E. coli is not a threat, but a symbol of coexistence between humans and microbes, of invisible partnerships that power life and science. When E. coli turns harmful, once seen as harmless, living quietly in the gut, then, one day, it turns, becomes the cause of food poisoning, of pain, of panic. Not all strains, but some have changed, mutated over time, carrying dangerous toxins, ready to strike when the conditions are right. One of the deadliest, E. coli 0157:H7, also called EHEC, produces Shiga toxin, destroys intestinal lining, causes internal bleeding, and in severe cases, acute kidney failure, sometimes fatal, especially in children and the elderly. The path of infection is simple: a piece of undercooked beef, a salad washed too quickly, a glass of untreated water, hands not washed after the toilet. One small mistake, and the war begins. First target, the digestive system: cramps, nausea, fever, bloody diarrhea, fatigue, dizziness, symptoms often mistaken for a mild illness. But inside, organs are breaking down. Sometimes, no early warning. Damage goes unnoticed, until it's too late, until the kidneys fail. Outbreaks can be massive: school cafeterias, buffet restaurants, even supermarkets, all from one contaminated source. And it's not just food. E. coli spreads through water: lakes, streams, public pools. Poor sanitation. One swallow, one breath, enough for the bacteria to settle in. Once friendly, now an enemy, all starting from one small act of carelessness. How to prevent E. coli? Bacteria can't be avoided, but danger doesn't have to be accepted. The key with E. coli is not total elimination, but control, keeping it where it belongs, within limits, before it gets out of hand. No need for special equipment or advanced medicine. Prevention begins with everyday habits. Start small. Wash your hands. Soap and clean water, at least 20 seconds. Scrub every finger, under nails, where bacteria love to hide. Before eating, after using the toilet, after handling raw food. Simple actions, big protection. Next, the food. Cook it thoroughly. Beef, chicken, seafood. No rare or pink inside. Vegetables, wash with salt or running water. Eggs, boil until fully cooked. Avoid raw egg sauces or mixes. Drink safe water. Never from wells, rivers, or taps, no matter how clear it looks. Use only boiled or filtered water, especially for children and those with weak immune systems. Store food carefully. Keep raw and cooked foods apart. Separate knives, cutting boards, utensils. Never let cooked food touch meat juices. Eat out wisely. Choose clean, trusted places. Don't trade safety for convenience. Teach children. They're most vulnerable. Good hygiene is a lifelong shield. Because prevention is not just for yourself. It protects families, communities, everyone around you. Final thoughts. A lesson from E. coli. Can't be seen, can't be heard, can't be touched, but still there, every day, affecting human health silently. That's E. coli. Not just a name in a lab report, but a real part of daily life. Sometimes, a helper, balancing digestion, protecting the gut. Sometimes a destroyer, causing pain, illness, even death. Friend or foe, it depends on how it's treated, with knowledge or with neglect. Can't remove all bacteria from this world, but can live smarter, stay alert, and protect health, one choice at a time. Just wash hands, just cook food well, just boil water. Just one moment of care is all it takes to keep E. coli from becoming a threat. This story, not only about a bacterium, but about balance. Everything exists for a reason. The challenge is keeping it in the right place, at the right time, in the right way. And when that happens, even the tiniest life forms can live in harmony with our own. Thank you for watching.